Hey, hi, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Talk Sessions with Cope, and I'm your girl, Life Coach Cope, and we are on the YouTube. We are on the YouTube, baby. Yes, yes. Oh, we got a guest already. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm excited. About to bring you on, Cecile. All right, let's bring you on. Hey, girl.
Hey girl, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Hey, number one best-selling author.
Hey, how you doing?
Girl, I am tired and I am happy.
Oh my
This is
God! I thought I was the only one. I'm exhausted.
yeah, I am. I
I'm
have been running
exhausted out
all
here in these
day.
streets.
I have been running all day and I have been posting and emailing and texting. And before I
Oh
got on
yeah,
here, I just went outside and just laid out my blanket and I just laid flat on the flat on the grass and just stared at the sky for like a half an hour. I was like, I need a
girl.
before I do
I'm gonna
anything.
head on and put on some praise and worship to get myself back together because I was
Girl, I
like,
was like, you know what? I need to pause for a minute. I was like,
oh
let me just
yeah,
look at the sky and just get grounded and just say thank you and just lay here for like
I
30 minutes.
know. I know, but it's like that though. It's like you just start and it's like, you just keep going and going and going. And I just
Hmm.
it didn't take a time to even just say thank you,
Right.
you
Well,
know?
that's what I was doing a few minutes ago. Laid in the grass, looking at the sky, saying thank you.
Yes, yes. We got to do that. We got to do that.
Hmm.
So let me tell you. You tell me exactly what you've been doing today. How have you been preparing? How have you been doing this? I need to get grounded. Yes, Miss Mitchell, you need to get grounded.
Hey, Shannon.
Welcome
All right. So,
in.
well, all right. So this morning I actually didn't do my full ritual. I got up.
Mm.
I got up and usually I do my breathing, I say my prayers. I have this other ritual that I do. I light a candle. And this morning I got up and got started
Mm-hmm.
and then I paused. I can't remember what I paused for. Next thing I know, I'm waking up. And I was like, uh-oh, I know, I know Christina Shannon were going live at 9. And so I did like everything really quick. And then,
Right?
and then hopped online with them. And then I had my live at 10. Then I had a meeting. And then I've been doing emails and texting and calling people and running errands in between.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, yeah. And so that has been my day. I've just been going all day, and then of course keeping a check to see how the book is going, and to make sure that all my friends and family bought a copy, and that all my followers on my social media know what's going on. So yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and the feedback
Again,
has been awesome.
it's been awesome. Like, when you're running around for other people, I was telling Shannon, Mitchell, Shannon, Ivy, and Christine that when you're running around and all that, hey, hey, okay, hey Ash, let me tell you, when you're running around doing all kind of stuff for other people, that's a
Mhm.
whole different thing. But when you're running around doing stuff for yourself and your business and you putting it
Mhm.
out there, it's a whole different type of
Oh my
situation.
goodness, yes, yeah.
And let me tell
The
you, my
emotional
friend
stuff.
Ash,
Woo.
Ash was my roommate in college, and
Uh
all we
huh.
used to do is cut up and have fun and do all the things. And now we out here with businesses and putting books out here and stuff like that.
Uh
I
huh.
friends to the end, okay? Friends to the
Okay.
end.
All
Put it
right. I
out
see
there.
Shannon said we number one in two categories.
Hey, so we number one in two categories. So it's spiritual healing, right? What's the
Mhm.
other category that we number one in? Let them know, Shannon. Because it's all about the love, man. It's all about community. When we're talking about social wellness and we talking about all that good stuff, we are talking
Yes.
about community. I'm trying to
Right.
log in on my computer because I'm on my phone right now, but I'm trying to log in on my computer too. But we're
Yeah.
talking about
I'm trying to pull
community.
it up on my phone because I was like, I know I saw where they said it.
I'm coming in hot.
All right. Number one is spiritual healing, and number one is spiritual growth, self help. All right. It said number one is spiritual healing, and number one is spiritual categories. All right. Now you muted. I can't hear you.
Because I was on both. I pulled it up on my
Okay,
computer
this was the
and then I
echo.
pulled it up here. So I was like, oh, okay, all right, fire. I got it just going on two ways, but I can see you better over here.
So I'm gonna tell you what I sent this out. I was feeling a
Yes.
little bit guilty last night because when I was typing up my list, I was like, you know what, some of these people I haven't reached out to in a while, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and send it. You know, if they buy it, great, and if they don't, whatever. But just about everybody has messaged me back and said thank you so much for telling me, and I read your chapter and I think it's awesome, and I'm gonna share it with some of our other friends. And I've just been like, oh my goodness, I've just been so glad. I'm like, I'm glad I took a chance and didn't what do you call it, self censor, and I went ahead and reached
I
out to everybody I
know.
knew.
I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this because you always want to sit down and wait for other people to celebrate you, but you got to be out there celebrating yourself. And I'm
Mhm.
talking all passionately, everybody. I'm talking all passionately because I was one of those people that used to be out here waiting. Like, people like, what y'all doing? What y'all? I'm going to work. I'm telling everybody. I'm telling my students. They was out here celebrating
Mhm.
me. I'm telling everybody. So again, I'm not waiting on people to celebrate. That's how I ended up with no friends right there for my 30th birthday.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm.
Out here waiting for people to celebrate me. So I'm just telling you, it's just all about that. It's all about trying to do your best. It's all about celebrating yourself and, just actually, challenging yourself to actually treat yourself like a person. Hey, Tori,
Yes.
that's my sister. Let me tell y'all, my sister is so awesome. That is my oldest sister. And, she has been really guiding me to be a better teacher. And it's been so awesome. Like,
Mhm.
literally, it's like every time she tells me to do something, and if I do it, because, I had a whole habit of never listening to none of the people in my family.
Okay.
But now I listen now. It just
You
took me
sound you
30
sound like that
years.
was your thing. You said you had a whole
It
habit.
just took me 30 years. And now that I listen to my sister, it's just all around. I just feel like a better teacher, and I
Mhm.
feel like I'm more prepared for things. Like I'm just ready, and I'm just, there ready to just do whatever is necessary. So I just thankful. It's another one of those social wellness pieces. It's
Mhm.
another piece of having that support system around you that you need, because when I didn't have that, or when I didn't have it as strongly as I needed it,
Mhm.
it was just a lot different. So I just feel so thankful for a community now,
Mhm.
being able to be in this book with you ladies and not have any issues. It's
Mhm.
been wonderful, and that's not heard of.
No, not for me either, because I have only known Christine and Shannon. I met Christine, it was a year ago in April. And before that, I really was by myself. Like for years, I had just been like trying to do my business by myself and just
Mm-hmm.
like, we were locked down for COVID. I was living in a place where I didn't have a whole lot of friends like close. And so I didn't really have a community. But once I got connected with Christine and Shannon this past year, I've had more connection with more women than I would have thought possible, before then. So,
Yeah,
yes. And
absolutely. I
Shannon said she
100%
been enjoying her
understand that.
peaches. I saw she said she been
Yes.
telling her general manager and her servers about the book too.
Oh my gosh. First of all, enjoy your peaches, girl. Enjoy your peaches. Your peaches, and have a peach on your Miami Beach, okay? I'm just saying, it's just been a journey. And, just talking about the process, because sometimes, we could always talk about all of the goodness of being on the other side of it. But I want to talk about the process of going through it and
Whew.
it not being terrible. It was like a learning experience, but
Mhm.
it was like, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, we had to fight with this person for a person to not want to have two chapters, or a person that wanted to do this. It's like everybody's
Yeah.
rose up to the challenge as soon
Mhm.
as it was time. As soon as it was
Right.
anything was asked for, rise up. And all of us are very busy. It's not like I'm the only person out here that has a second job. Everybody else is
No,
doing
everybody's
several hundred
hustling.
other things.
Right.
Their moms, they have things to do. They're juggling several jobs. They're juggling relationships and things
Mhm.
like that. So I won't even make it seem like it's just me. So for us to be in
No.
this together, showing up for
Mhm.
one another and still taking care of business. That's
Right.
women
18 people?
connected.
That's a lot of people to come together and make it work.
That's how you know it was meant, though, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So today, what if you wanted to give somebody some type of advice today about what, you see or what this process has been like for you, what would you say?
Oh my goodness. I would say, first of all, it's been a huge learning experience because I've never been an author before. I've done like a couple of coloring books like on my own, but I've never like written anything. So it was a huge learning experience. And then the other thing is, I didn't know what to expect going into it. I didn't know who else was going to be a part of it. I trusted Christine and Shannon that whoever they brought in, would be people who were good to work with. But
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it was like, am I going to fit? Even up until the day that I actually read the book, I still was like, I remember when Shannon called me because she had a question about something on in my chapter. And I was like, do you think I need to rewrite my chapter? I don't know if it's going to fit in with everybody else. And I still had all that kind of self doubt. And both Shannon and Christine were like, no, no, leave it alone. What you wrote was great. And then when I finally got to read the book and everything just flowed. I mean, from one dimension to the next to the next. And it was like everything was in place where it was supposed to be. And then when I got to my chapter, I was like, this really does fit. And I was saying earlier that one of the people that I asked to be a pre-reader, she called me after she read the book and she said, did y'all talk about how y'all were going to organize your chapters? And she was like, because all of y'all talked about, what your experience was, what your transformation was. And then you gave a resource talking about what worked for you. And she was like, did y'all decide to do that? And I was like, no, it just worked out that way for everybody. And she was like, I see the pattern and I love it. And, it totally makes sense. And I love the book. So, yeah.
Oh man, that's so awesome. And it's so crazy because I was worried about the same thing. I was like, will my chapter fit? Is it
Hmm.
like when I read the first two chapters, I was like, oh man, these ladies sound so professional. They sound like they've been doing this. I don't know.
Right.
I was so scared to get to my chapter sounding all kitty, sounding shy. I don't know.
Right.
I was just I was nervous. And then it
Hmm.
all flowed together, and I was like,
Hmm.
"Woosah!" It's like
Right.
a relaxing moment to realize that it all came together fairly
Hmm.
nicely. That's how you know it was meant, man.
It really was. Yep. Hey,
Yes.
Christine.
Hey there, Christina, Shannon. Let me know if you guys want to come in and hop in and say a little one two. I know you guys been talking all
They've
day.
been talking
Shannon
all
and
day, right?
Christine have been live. The women they've been
Oh, she's
live.
asking for the StreamYard link.
The StreamYard link. Pop
Yeah.
in. Okay. It's
Hold
on.
on. I can
So
forward
it's
it to
on the
you.
email. So I sent it through the
Yeah.
email, the group email.
Here, I'm forwarding it to Christine now. I'm gonna forward it to Shannon too, if she wants to.
So I mean, like I'm just saying,
Mhm.
y'all, like it's a dream come true. Like when I was literally, I came home and I was like, I was thinking for a second, like I'm about to crash and burn because I'm tired, I'm exhausted, like I feel a little overstimulated. But then I was like, I was like telling my devices, I was like, play some music for me, play some play some Maverick City and some Elevation,
Mhm.
play some Kirk Franklin for me, and I just want to give God the glory and the praise because again, I'm one of those people that even though I talk a lot and I just be out here just saying whatever, and I've always kind of been that way. I've
Mhm.
always felt like my voice has been silenced in some ways because I was young in a
Mhm.
house full of people that were a lot older than me, a
Mhm.
generation that was a lot
Mhm.
older than me, and my dad was more of an authoritarian type of father. So
Mhm.
to be able to get these words out on paper and express myself as soon as the situation happened and able to put that on paper and relay that to people and express my feelings about something so vulnerable that
Mhm.
hurt me so much,
Mhm.
I just had to get on my knees and thank the Lord. I did.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I've been saying, like I said, I've been saying thank you all day. I've been talking to the ancestors and my spirit guides and everybody all day saying thank you. Um, yeah.
Just had to. It's like
Mhm.
it's great. Oh, we seem to have some people coming in who popping in. Oh, that looks like Christine and Shannon Mitchell. Let's put them in. Let's
Hello,
go.
hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello,
hey, y'all.
authors.
How are you
Hello,
guys doing?
Amazon best-selling authors.
Ooh.
Woo!
So
Yes.
exciting.
It is
Yeah.
exciting. It's like,
Hmm.
why? I'm not going to shut up about it. I'm not going to be silenced any
No,
longer.
no. I love that.
So
We
I
were
Congrats.
have a
talking about that earlier
question.
too. What's your
I have a
question?
question. So does that mean that when they print the book that it's going to have that on there? It's going to say number
No,
one? No.
they
Oh,
do
okay.
not, and here's the reason they don't.
Hmm.
Because it's going to be available at all bookstores, and bookstores don't
Oh,
like to have the
Oh,
Amazon
okay.
okay.
bestseller.
Mhm.
That's why we
Okay.
sent y'all stickers.
The sticker.
I
So
got
Hmm.
you
another
can
gift for
put
you,
your
Oh,
Miss
okay.
Brands.
you can
Can I
put
bring?
the
I got somebody
stickers.
else.
Oh, my dad just walked in with
Hmm.
my mail. It's from you. Okay.
Hey,
Hey,
open
Oh.
it up.
He
Open
just
it. Open
handed it
it.
to me.
Open it up live.
We got gifts on
hi
camera today.
Ashley.
Here it go. Here it go. All right. Can y'all see
Right?
Hey
that?
Danielle.
Right?
Hey
Yes.
Yeah.
Jessica.
And then I got my Shayla glow.
Oh my
Yes.
God, Shannon.
Yes.
Oh, oh, look at y'all business cards, man. Look at y'all.
Right?
Y'all
Yes.
so cute.
Yes. Thank you.
It is a part of you.
And
Yes.
have you seen it?
Right?
That's
Oh,
you, Cecile. That's you. At the
Right?
yeah.
top. At the top, baby.
So when the
That is
copies of
too
your
funny.
right? So when the copies of your book come in, you already have the Amazon bestseller
Oh,
sticker to pop it
Yeah.
on. And
okay. Now, what would they have done if we didn't make it? They already sent us the stickers.
I said
we
there
sent the
wasn't an
stickers to
if. We
y'all
sent it.
because
Oh, okay.
we knew it was gonna happen. Shannon and I
Yes.
have been
Okay.
holding the
Awesome.
faith on this. Like we
Which
didn't know if it was gonna be today or tomorrow or if we had to string it out till Thursday. We knew it was gonna happen. But y'all, it
Yeah.
happened at 1 p.m. today. 1 p.m. while we were on our
1
live.
p.m. for the first book, baby. I'll
Right?
take
1
it.
p.m. Hey. So I'm
Hey.
trying to understand because we got some people in the comments. We got Miss Jessica Jones and she's saying it's a
Hey.
party.
Yes,
We
it's
Primer,
a
got
party.
It was a
Danielle.
primer,
party.
yes.
Hey. And
That's
we
the
got
college
Ashley.
roommate I
What
was shouting out.
Ashley? Is this sister Ashley? Or is this is my dog, my Ace Boone Coon Ashley? Which one is this?
I don't know.
You
Who
gotta
is
tell
it?
me in the chat,
Who
Ashley.
is it?
Or you
Come
gotta
on,
come on
Ashley. Ash,
live.
she said day one. You should know who it
A1
is. The
since
day
day
one.
one.
A1 since day one, Ashley.
A1 since day one. That must
Yeah.
be my sissy pop. Is that my sissy pop?
I'm divorcing you and I'm at work. I'm trying to support
Hey,
while
day
I'm working on the
one.
clock.
You are day one. That means that you know that I have a sister named Ashley. That's day one Ashley. That makes come on. That makes more sense. Y'all names literally spelled the same way.
That's funny.
Thank you for supporting us while you're working, Ashley. Whew, that's how
And
we
it's
get it
really the
Yeah,
done,
fact that
right?
literally,
they
I'm like trying to slip on the side, but I was like, I got you. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. That was you this morning, Well, let's not spread it out. Let's not spread it out. You're at home now.
don't
We're
don't
here.
tell people what I was doing this morning. I was teaching. I was teaching this
Your
morning.
teaching. There was a whole video and
I was
Yes.
everything playing
teaching.
Yes.
for the students. They had their development. Yes. Whew. But no, Cole, when you
Whew.
talk about uplifting your voice, it's not every, and it's so interesting. And Christina and I were talking about this at the beginning of the process. All of you ladies are so qualified to share a page and a half. It's not a long chapter. We are all pretty long-winded, so all of you are so qualified, and I feel like everybody questioned themselves, including Christina and I, up until, and not us up until today, but even one of our authors and speakers up until today, I had to say, do you see how you fit? She said, no, I think that you guys made me fit. I said, no. Uh-uh.
Mm-mm.
No, we all
Mm.
fit, and that's the beauty of life, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
about if you fit, it's where. We all take up
Right.
space. And so that's what the breathing is about, right? Getting in your
Mm-hmm.
body. Your body takes up however much space it needs, whether you're 60 pounds, 160, take up space in life, take care of
Mm-hmm.
yourself, and then it'll help you take care of your community.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I really
Yes.
do. I love that. And so, could everybody, starting with Cecile, everybody go around and say what what chapter or what topic your chapter fell under? Let them
Oh,
know.
okay. Yeah, mine is under social wellness. My chapter is called Make Equity a Habit because that's what I teach. I teach people how to get in their bodies and get out of their heads so that they can stand up for social justice and stand up for equity. And I teach it as a habit instead of a goal because if you make it a habit, then it's just part of your life and it's what you do. You notice and you act. And so that's what I do.
Love it, Christine.
So my chapter was on financial wellness, and it was about getting back to the basics, like checking in with ourselves. Where do we spend our money at? It was chock full of resources. I don't know who said it, who was like, how'd you get that many resources in that
I
word
said that.
count? You said that, Cecile?
Yeah.
I was like,
You did that. You
I've
really
been on
did
so
that.
many, I've been on so many lives. I can't remember who asked me that question. But yeah, it's chock full of resources. And I laugh because out of the 8 dimensions of wellness, I think that is the one I need to work on the most, honestly. But as one of the head lead authors and weavers, I had to write a chapter on what we needed a chapter written on. So it's always funny. Like Spirit has a sense of humor, right? And it's like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, this is what you got to work on. So this is what you're writing about. So I'm
Absolutely.
grateful, right? I'm grateful.
Love that. And
Yeah.
Shannon Mitchell, let us know
Yes.
what your chapter is.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us, Co. And mine was on physical wellness. I have Shalo Glow, a handmade skincare company. We make the personal products, the sugar scrub, the multi-use oil, and the multi-use glow butter. And it was about how to glow from head to toe. Just like Christine said, physical wellness for me was something that I had to work on. I grew up with my dad. So as a young lady, there was a lot of men, or yes, as a young woman, there was a lot of ladies along the way who helped me figure out what that looked like, and hygiene and taking care of ourselves. Hey, Dr. Phelps, was huge for me, right? Still is. And it helps us take care of our immune system. So physical wellness and glow from head to toe is my chapter.
And I'm about to glow from head to toe after I get out the shower,
Yes.
baby. I'm excited. I was really thankful for that. Like, seriously, I was really thankful. Anytime
Absolutely.
somebody get me something like beautiful and cute, I'd be excited. I'm that type of
Yes.
girl,
Absolutely. And I know
Yes.
you'll love this too, Co, because I think about with business and systems and stuff, I think about when I was in school and I used to go to the teachers' classrooms and help them staple the what are they called? The study guides and the tests and organize everything. And that's how I felt when I was doing the samples and the cards for you ladies as our authors. I said, oh, transferable skills. Yeah.
Hey,
Cynthia,
I love
welcome. We're
that.
talking about who we are and what our chapter is.
Yes, Dr. Phelps, come in and let us
Yes.
know what topic your chapter falls under and a little snippet about it and who you are as well.
Sure. Well, my chapter is on mental wellness. And my kind of expertise, if you will, is our own inner voice. So, everybody has that little voice on the inside of them that, some people have a very loud one, I have a loud, very annoying one that this is one of the reasons I got into this business is I teach people how to take that voice and just really gently work with it and create a more compassionate place on the inside of you. And this self-compassion is actually associated with all kinds of really great mental health and overall wellness outcomes. And so it's kind of like this little hack for speaking kind to yourself can actually improve your resilience in times of difficulty. It can make you happier in many instances. And it also is good for like kind of basically like negatively associated with depression, stress, and addiction. And so No, we don't have time for that. So if you can learn how to speak kind and compassionately to yourself, then you are going to be ahead of the game. And so that's what I love teaching people.
I love your chapter. For one, I want to say that I want you to come in and talk to my students, just come in and talk to them about that. Let's start early. But two, I mean, I'm one of those people that I have to learn how to speak kindly to myself. I'm guilty of that. I say a lot of mean things to myself. And if Jessica Steele's in here, she'll know that, I make jokes and they're a little dark humorous. So sometimes, it's like, why would you say that about yourself? And I'm like, I thought it was kind of funny. No, okay. So it was one of those, having those moments where people were like, that's not nice, kind of was like a shock, like, oh, maybe I'm not saying nice things to myself. Maybe this is bad, So I started to try to reframe it and start working on that to see what that would do for me.
It's one of those things, people say, they use the expression you're swimming in it for like a fish in water, right? Where you don't notice you're in water because you're a fish. It's kind of like that with what's on the inside of our head on a moment to moment basis, because like we live with it all the time, right? We are just with ourselves all the time. And we've had these conversations with ourselves since we were little, like this when we learned how to talk is when they first started, in early childhood. And so oftentimes we have role models that maybe are not so great that tell us what to think about ourselves. Or, sometimes even there's somebody in our life who is also very self-deprecating or even self-loathing. And we kind of pick up on that and we incorporate that into our inner voices. And so, it doesn't, it have to be like a traumatic incident or anything for us to just subtly pick up on all of these cues and adopt that as our own inner voice, and not even understand that it's in some instances not really our voice. And so it was really fun for me when I first started doing this work, and it was kind of like unpackaging a gift that is like where that you keep opening a box and then there's another box and then there's another, and it's like, okay. You can kind of just learn at a pace where you're discovering more and more about how you relate to yourself and how you can kind of just fine tune that more and more every day to live a better life, quite frankly.
And I really 100% understand that, because it is like catching it and making those small changes as necessary. Because when you think about it as a whole, you don't want to just kind of think about it like, oh, because it becomes a whole nother conversation about self-deprecating at yourself, when you think about how you talk to yourself. And then it's like, just catch yourself in those moments. Like I would do, like I call it chunking it for teaching, chunk teaching. You just have small moments where you're like, oh my gosh, here I go with my foolishness. And be like, you know what? We're not going to start that today. We're going to get it done. We're doing our best. We're taking small steps. And I talk out loud. That is literally how, if you hear me in here, there is almost like there's another person in here, because I talk out loud, because that's how I learn. And that's how I speak to myself. So I'm like, okay, look, because you're juggling so many things as women, as people, as professionals, juggling being a new teacher at a new school, getting my certification in that process, being in school again, and doing this whole project and trying to build a business up at that time. My schedule is like all over the place, and sometimes I get really mad at myself for just being tired. How do you get mad at yourself for being tired? I'm like, why can't I work longer? Why can't I have all of this strength and all this stuff? And it's like, honey, you are one person that's doing 5 things that could be done separately for a full time.
Right. I like how you spoke to yourself, just then. I kind of teach self-compassion in 2 different ways, 2 contrasting ways. One is kind of that really sweet, nurturing, like where you talk to yourself like, oh honey, like this is so hard, like they're just one person. And then there's also this more fierce compassion where it's like, nope, I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to speak to myself like that today, right?
We're not doing that today. That's my
I'm
line.
doing
We're
that
not doing
today.
that today. Cole, we're not doing that today.
I
Okay.
love that.
All right.
I like the fact that we don't have to do it by ourselves. Because I know Shannon will catch me sometimes if my inner voice is an outside voice, and she'll be like, wait. And I like to say to my friend, hey, don't speak to my friend Cecile that way. Like, wait a second. How are you talking to my friend Cynthia that way? Like, no. We're not gonna do that. Because it's sometimes I think it's easier for other people to hear it. Because like you said, Cynthia, when we're swimming in it or we're so used to it, we don't
Mhm.
even realize we're talking to ourselves that way sometimes.
Sometimes it's embarrassing when people check you on it. It's like my friend Jessica checks me on it, but Jessica said that you're really good at that. So, but Jessica would check
Yes.
she'll be like, Courtney, please. And I'm like, and
Yeah.
I'm like, but it was a joke. I wanted you to laugh. Now it's awkward.
No, because then you're gonna go back in history and say I laughed at you, and you would be right, And we used to talk about it. I said, shout out to the college roommates. Jessica is one of my college roommates, and that's how Courtney and I met. She came on the podcast. Now we're Amazon bestsellers at the top of the world right now, and woo
Yes.
woo, right? Um, but it's really important, and that mirror is what helps. Whether it's, hey, Christine, be gentle about your hair. It's okay. And I love when I think about some of the things that um, we bring up, that we hold on to, even today through the lives. I could pick it apart for myself, right? A lot of times other people don't remember, right? They didn't even see it that way. They might not have noticed. So once you get through all those things, and then if it actually matters, then you're able to let a lot of stuff go. And that's what Still Point talked about, being able to sort and separate what's yours and what's not. And for me, when I'm working with women, it's kind of like there's a show we watch. I think it's like moving art or something like that about animals, right? And a lot of time these really powerful animals will not attack you unless they're being attacked or antagonized, right? And that's how women are. You don't talk to me crazy. If you want me to smile, say something that'll make me laugh and the teeth will come right out. I promise you they will. But if you just tell me to smile, then it's different, right? And so I
Right.
love to hear and I've still been working on it outside of that, but I love to hear how smooth it has been for you ladies, that nobody was bickering or had anything that we didn't know about. And that's genuinely what we do. There isn't don't make a problem if there isn't one. And if there's a question, let's just ask. And if I don't know, we'll find out together. And that's how we can do life. And
Yeah.
I would love for it to be like that in every aspect of everything that we do.
So Shannon, like you said about the whole animals.
Yeah.
So one of my students today, sis, I don't know what she was thinking, but we was walking to the classroom from the cafeteria and she saw a bee and she screamed and swatted the bee. And I said, oh, no, ma'am, we are not swatting bees.
Yeah.
Was enough for us to get stung. I'm like, we don't do that. You don't swat a bee. You move. You let that bee pass before you get stung, baby. We don't do that.
Yeah.
So, just learning about all of that, being able to connect with people. Sometimes you just move aside and push out of the way, push out of people's way because people are going through different things. Like I had a preconceived notion about one of the teachers not speaking to me, and I was like, oh my God, I hope it's not a racist thing or a racism thing, because you never know, when you're black or when you're a different color, you always have to be like, I don't know if she don't like me because I'm black or it's because I got a big butt. I don't know what it is going on, but we don't know. So I was just like, I told my sister, I was like, I don't know what the issue is, but she's not very friendly towards me. And my sister was like, you know what? Honestly, you should just ask her one day because she might just really have a really tough class and she might not like her job. And I was like, that would be the Christ-like thing to do. So I was like, okay, one day the opportunity presented itself and I was just like, how are you? How are you doing? And I said it with sincerity because I really meant it. And she was like, I'm just having a really hard day. this is a difficult class. And I was like, you know what? If you ever need someone to talk to or vent to, I'm here. I'm listening. You know, I was like, I'm new, so there's not much that I probably feedback, but just know that I'm listening and I'm here. And that was I saw all her teeth, Shannon, all her wisdom seed and everything. So, you know, just to let you know, sometimes you really do have to be that person, be that honey, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's what we were just talking about with Shannon Ivy, one of our authors. And what category, Christine? Is it intellectual wellness, she said, right?
Yes.
Got you. And about lifting up voices, she talks about people who are sharing their story primarily on stage. She's done theater, but I was telling her earlier, I think it helps women and people in general. How do you have those difficult conversations? What's a good way to package it so that you're concise and you're not pulling this person's attention span so that they miss what you're trying to talk about, but also so that you can give them space to be seen and heard. Because again, not just women, but a lot of times we're not giving that to other people. And when you do, it creates environments like this.
That's
Well,
absolutely true.
I was going to say that's why I teach the way that I do and tell people when you're getting ready to have a hard conversation or when you're getting ready to have a conversation, I'll pause and take a breath first, get in your body, because when you can stay grounded, then that gives you the capacity to hold space for other people. Especially when it's something hard or when it's something where you feel funky about it and you're not sure where it's going to go. If you can get grounded in your body before you start, then you can hold space for somebody else. And then even if they do say something that you disagree with or that makes you feel kind of wonky, you're not going to like automatically react because you already got grounded in your body and you were holding space.
That's a lot for women to do these days because we're not necessarily taught that. And I don't want to say like, we're taught to be catty. It's almost like we're expected to be catty.
Expected,
so,
yeah.
It's kind of like you are catty because you expect other people to be catty. So you develop that. And so when it was like I went to this one event and I expected the ladies to be catty. I was like, okay, I already know. Let me make sure I got on a full face of makeup. Make sure I got on heels because you know how Atlanta women are. Just going in there. And they weren't like that. They were actually very inviting and nice women. And I told myself, you need to stop that. You need to stop, prejudging
and that's
situations
why
before you go into it.
And that's why that self-care is the first step. I tell everybody all the time that self-care piece, that's a form of protest because that's not how our society operates. And so when you start doing that first and start getting grounded and in your body first before you do, deal with the tough facts or deal with the hard conversation or whatever it is, that's a form of protest because you're taking care of yourself instead of worrying about what other people are doing.
That's a big deal. Worrying about what other people are doing. It's like, check yourself first. If we check ourselves first and we go in with our natural energy, regardless of, they could have been catty, but if I'm still nice, then it doesn't matter. But I mean, let me rephrase that. Going in with your natural energy, if they are a little catty, then I'll be like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna take my cookie and go. But my whole point is just, you don't have to try to match people's energy, especially if it's going to put you in a negative space or it's going to require you to build up so much energy to match theirs. Because it might not take that much energy for me to match their energy. I'm a pretty petty individual. But, it's just so
yeah, but you're giving yourself permission not to go there. You're giving yourself permission not to go there, though.
Yes.
Don't waste your energy on that if you don't really want to, right?
Let me get my cookie and go, get my little sweet tea, slide on out because I don't want to create the big energy. Because I mean, it's true. I have a big energy. If I'm not nice or if I don't have a nice energy, everybody's gonna feel it just like you feel it here. Just like people are like, I love the energy. It flips off like that too. If I'm somewhere and I'm not happy, you're gonna feel that whole energy. That's why it's best for me to, evacuate.
I hear you on the evacuation. And that's also why it's important who you surround yourself with, right? Because you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So just like Dr. Phelps said, that inner ally, the way somebody else talks to themselves, might even rub off on the way that you talk about yourself or the energy that you operate with, you know? So that's why I think about, okay, what do I want to do next? What is it that I'm working on? And where does that leave me in the position that I'm in? And what do I need? And then I just think about my ladies and the resources that I need to get plugged into, or how the project that I'm working on can help support them. And then we go from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
So
Cole, when you
what would
first
be the
heard,
advice? Oh, go ahead. I'm
no, go
sorry. Go,
ahead.
Shannon.
No, what were you going
I
to
was just
say?
want to say, what would be the advice that all of you ladies would give people that's working on a project with multiple people or multiple women, for a project like this, because this is a party, but we are all still life coaches and still working with people in our own way, because we want you to learn and take something from this. It's all nice to see us smiling and cheesing and being happy and stuff like that. But then after a while, you're going to be like, so what's the point? So the point is, what type of nuggets and gems can you give people that's on here that may be working with a team or going to work with a team in the future for something as big as this project was? See, Shannon, you go first.
Yeah, thank you for that question. And I think it's really important. You were talking about everything you have going on, and like we said, we're all busy. This year, when we first started planning, I had just started a salary position. So I've gone through 3 different salary position trainings now, 2 different locations, and then floor manager and kitchen manager, all while starting 2 businesses, since we have the Women Connected in Wisdom and now the Connected in Wisdom Press, right? And everything else, and a rebranding of Shayla Glow. So, yes, so excited for it. It looks amazing, right? Shout out to Sked and the marketing team and Dana, everybody who was on there
Ooh.
earlier. Yes. So to organize it, Lord, and there's more information. Like we said, you probably need more than an hour. There's countless different things that you can do. But I would say 18 people, pick how you're going to communicate. Right, we usually communicate through emails, so everything's organized that way. If I don't know if I talk to like, for example, there's 4 people on here, right? We have 18, but let's bring it down to 4. If I text Christine one thing and I'm talking to Cecile on Instagram and me and Cole talking on Facebook and me and Cynthia just so happen to, wait a minute, where did we talk again? You're never going to find it. You know what I mean? Like, that's always going to be what it is. So Google Forms have been great, and then it'll just organize the responses for you, and setting up the system so you can fall back on it. Like we said, it won't always be perfect, but at least when you have to go grab that address or when you have to go grab that email, you know where it should go and it's all in one place. That's one thing that I
Absolutely.
would say. Hmm.
Thank you,
What would
Shannon.
you say? Of course.
Yes to all that, to systems. You and Cecile are geniuses at those. And I would also say what Cecile was talking about starting with the self-care. Y'all have been my accountability buddies on this, but one of the things about big projects like this, and it's very common that when you're doing books on wellness or you're doing books on self-care, that you often go down sometimes because you are so busy trying to get it out and launched, you forget to take care of yourself. So I would say lead with your self-care. Like, schedule your walks, schedule your movement, schedule your whatever you need. Like, we were on lives today back to back, and I was like, oh, I haven't been drinking water. And like, that's one of my number one practices. So I had to stop and go get some water and,
Right.
just not forgetting that, because it's easy to forget it in the midst of a big project, or just like you were saying, Co, about, you're busy working, you're running this, you're doing this, and you're adding this big project on top. And it's short term. You don't want to run at this level for a long time because it's not sustainable. But even in the short term, building in even extra self-care practices if you can. And my friend, Dr. Cynthia Phelps, always likes to remind me, because I'm not very good at this part, schedule a day off afterwards to just rest, right? There's always more to do. There's always more to do, but schedule that time in to rest, or set it down. We talk about this often, Cecile and I, in the activism world. Set it down, let somebody else pick it up, and go rest and come back, and you can pick it back up. But like, that's what I love, honestly, about doing it with 18 of y'all, and I don't have to do it by myself. I was, we've been on several lives today. So if anybody's been on one before with us, I apologize for the story again. But, I was traveling. My phone broke. Like, I couldn't do some things that needed to be done. I was relying on Cynthia. I was relying on Shannon. I was relying on Cecile, all by email, freaking out because 2 days before a launch, my phone is completely not working.
Oh man.
But I had a whole community that I could just reach out and say, hey, hi. It was a little more frantic than that, but they had my back, right? So I would say start with the self-care piece because things are going to go wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't
They
matter how
are
well
gonna go
you've
wrong.
prepared. It doesn't matter how much of a perfectionist you are or think you are. Like, glitches happen. Like, that's just
Mhm.
life and what's going
Mhm.
on. Because y'all, I didn't drop my phone. I didn't lose it. It was literally laying on the desk on the charger. And I woke up the
Mm.
next morning and it was broken. Like,
That is the devil's work right there. That is
Hey,
devil's
try it.
work.
He'll
Like,
try it every day. Every day. But
okay.
every day we are victorious. And today
I
we're on
Happy
can.
top of the
days,
world.
Satan.
So
I have to actually intervene right there because you said some really good things, Christine, that I don't want to gloss over. You said scheduling a day off. See, one of the things that I'm guilty of is that I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to schedule myself a real day off because it sits in my mind like the things that I could be doing that I'm not doing. So that's a good trick for you to set that time apart and learn how to turn your brain off so you can really rest.
Well, and I think to your point on that, like you have to know what kind of rest is rejuvenating for you. We talked
Mhm.
about this on the podcast the other day because we talked about an article that came out, and I'd have to go back and look in the show notes because we've lived a couple of lifetimes since that episode. But it really talked about, knowing your body and knowing yourself, what rejuvenates you. Because, like, it may be sleep, right? Or it
Yeah.
may not. It may
Ooh,
be
a
like,
nap.
okay, I've had
Ooh.
my 7.5 hours of sleep. And what really rejuvenates me is going out here and climbing this mountain, right? Like being out in nature, and I'm going to go push myself and sweat and I'm going to feel great. And for some people, they're like, are you kidding me? Like, I need 4 hours on the couch with some popcorn and Netflix. And so knowing your body and knowing yourself. And the thing I know to be true is it's different at different stages in my life. It's different. It can be even
Absolutely.
every day different. Like, I have to check in with my body and really ask that question, what do you need today in this moment? And I've
I
got
love that.
all these experts on this call have something to say about this one too. I can guarantee you, because this is our jam, right?
Yeah. So that
yeah.
one, that being able to take that from there, and then also you said that Shannon was checking in, and Shannon also did something really nice. She literally asked me one thought-provoking question. She was like, "What have you done for yourself?" And I was like, "Nothing." And that's when I went and got my hair done. I booked the appointment because you asked me that question, Shannon.
Hey, and the retwist is looking nice, Lock Nation. They look nice. I
Yeah.
had my
So
twist in, had to get them crinkly
yes.
for you guys. But yeah, it's important. And especially what Christine said, the going harder in self care. Really, if it gets difficult, that's what I'm working on. Okay, well, this is added. Well, I need to add even more time for me.
Mhm. And a lot of people skip that piece. They think, if something feels wonky, they wanna go harder, they wanna work more. And that's why, in my Inspired by Indigo membership, when we're talking about how to have these hard conversations and I'm teaching people about anti-oppression, the self-care is built in there twice. We do self-care in the beginning to get started before we, do the know your facts, and I push people or challenge people or invite people to go out and do something different. But then at the end, they rest and celebrate. So you got the self-care in the beginning to get yourself grounded, and then you got the self-care at the end because you got to rest after you go out and do something that's really hard and that makes you feel awkward. And so that, it's so important to rest and acknowledge your wins, that I had to pull that out, even though it's part of self-care. I had to pull it out separate to make sure that people do that before they start over again with making this thing a habit.
Good. Dr. Phelps.
Well, I'm looking forward to taking your class tonight, Cecile. I'm going to be a little bit late, actually, because I'm going to be running a recovery meeting. That's one of the populations that I work with, women in recovery. And I volunteer for an organization called She Recovers. And so I have to run that meeting, but then I'll be in as soon as I can, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Looking forward to having you there. The class that starts tonight, it's still open if somebody wants to join, but it's called How to Talk to Your Racist Friends and Family. And we're starting tonight. Tonight is a kickoff. And then we have 6 days of audio lessons, 20 minutes or less. And people will go through the steps of how to have a hard conversation. And there's a workbook that goes with it so that by the time you're done, you will have an outline of who you want to talk to, what you want to say, how you want to say it, and where you're going to get the facts to back up what you want to say. And so it's all about boosting your confidence, lowering your anxiety so that you can go ahead and have these hard conversations so that you can make change where you take up space. You make change right where you are, whether it's in your family, at work, church. This is what it's about. And then at the end, we have one more live so that you can practice. So if you want to practice on somebody before you talk to that person you want to talk to, that'll be your space to do it. And you can get feedback from everybody else. Or if you have a question or something you want to tweak, you can come on that live and we can work it out before you go do it. So it's called.
That's awesome.
Thank you. It's called How to Talk to Your Racist Friends and Family. You can find it on my website, which is my name, Cecile, SACIL Armstrong.com. And then if you click on Learn, you'll see my list of classes, and it's called How to Talk to Your Racist Friends and Family.
I love that. Do you have a patriotic section on there?
Have a what?
A patriotic section, how to talk to your patriotic friends?
It would be the same thing because I call it How to Talk to Your Racist Friends and Family, but you could do that.
Knows, it would be the same thing.
It would be the same. It's the same process.
It's
the same process. I even cover how to figure out if it's worth it to put your energy into that conversation.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's not.
Somebody said, yes, love that. I took an amazing course about happiness that helped me learn what fuels versus drains me. Love that. Love that.
Great. I'm going to have to pop off here, but before I go, I just want to say that I'm glad to see you all really being focused on self-care and really understanding this, because I didn't understand it. And so I had to burn out and I had to crash, pretty hard in my lifetime, multiple times. And so now I run my life differently. And it's so fabulous to see you young women have these tools and to be spreading these tools and to be part of this Women Connected in Wisdom book project.
Thank you. It's
Absolutely.
So wonderful to have you here. I appreciate it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Cynthia. Bye. I told her earlier that the fact that she started the book off nerdy was one of that when we talk about how the stories line up together and how you ladies, each of you said something that I feel like I would have said, but I love your personal story and your resources and your expertise with it. Their nerdiness for me, I was like, I'm in love. I love the book already. And I know I'm biased, but whew. I love every single chapter.
It's the emotion for me. It's the emotionalness. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I hope that I capture somebody with my story like they captured me,
absolutely.
Because my heart was like, and guys, I know that they have people out here that be acting. I don't have that skill set. I'm not an actor, an actress. I can't even sing. But I'm telling y'all, when I didn't want to put the book down, I wanted to read it and wanted to really understand it. And then I wanted to really read it because I wanted to get to my story. I was here to get to my story because I wanted to make sure that it fit and that it was still good, because I didn't remember at that point. I was like, I don't know if I'm matching what they got going on in emotional wellness over here. I don't know.
Yeah, I was the same way. I read it all in one sitting and I thought it all lined up well. And I read Cynthia's chapter because hers was the first one. And I paused and I sent her a text and was like, that was exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you for that, because I'm always catching myself saying things. Christina's always calling me out. Like what she said, don't talk to my friend Cecile like that. And so I was like, that was the perfect chapter to start with. And I did the same thing. Is mine going to fit? I just kept reading, waiting to get to mine. But it is almost
Yep.
7 o'clock, and my class starts at 8, so I'm gonna have to hop off. But
Yes.
thank you, Cole.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I
Thank you,
can't
Cole,
wait
for
to
having
see
me
it.
on. All right,
I
y'all
can't
take
wait to
care.
see it.
Good night, Cecile.
Good night. Fierce love.
Thank you so much.
Shannon, and
Ooh.
then it was 2. What else? What we got before we go?
Oh my goodness. So Shaylo Glow. Shaylo Glow is the sponsor of Women Connected in Wisdom. Again, it is my handmade, yes, personal products company. Co, I can't wait for you to glow from head to toe tonight and tell me what you think. So you guys know we have 3 steps. We have the sugar scrub, we have the oil, and the butter. If you would like the travel glow kit size, we have the size that'll fit through TSA. We have the home glow kit size, that's the bigger one, right? So the sugar scrub is going to be 8 ounces, butter is going to be 8 ounces. It's melted, not whipped, so you get more in each container, but you need less, and you use less butter when you use the oil first too. So just like the dimensions, they stack on each other, and it's not just about looking physically good or glowing from head to toe. It's also about really being dimensionally well, right? Are your finances taken care of? Do you have the social support that you need? What's going on with your spiritual wellness? What about your occupational wellness? And what systems do you need? What teams do you need in place to make it sustainable? So get connected to Shaylo Glow, get connected to Women Connected in Wisdom as we launch off this conference that we're about to have for you guys at the end of October.
It'd be a twerk session for everything. Like it always comes. That's
I
the
love
first thing
that you
comes to
said
my mind.
that in
It'd be
your
like-
book.
I
I
love
love that you said that in your
everything that comes to my
chapter.
mind is always a dance. Like
Yeah, no, when we're in person, it's definitely, I think we have parts of the education and the wellness. And then even if it's just you and I, we can have little dance sessions. You know what I mean? Because that definitely, yeah, a little dancing.
I never hurt
Like we talk
nobody.
about. They'll be okay.
Well,
And if
somebody
they
put
get
in
hurt,
the
they can.
comments. They said, Cecile, do you do corporate events? That's a good question to ask
Yes.
her. If you hear
She
her
does.
before, oh, she does.
She absolutely does corporate events. She has, again, over 10 years experience. So corporate, personal settings, if it needs to be individuals or teams, she's amazing at both.
So we got corporate events people that's helping people to be unracist. That's not a word, but we're gonna use it today. We're gonna help people be unracist, and we're gonna glow from head to
Yes.
toe with our Shay
Yes.
Glow.
Yeah,
Shaylo
Shaylo Glow. Yes, and the name
Yes.
comes from the shea butter and aloe. So again, 100% natural African shea butter, organic aloe is going to help you heal, seal that moisture in, and protect your immune system.
I love it. And I'm excited, y'all, because as a gift, she sent me one to be able a sample to be able to use tonight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the real reviews. I'm gonna put it in my little email. You sign up for your Monday motivations and your Thursday tidbits, and you know exactly how cold glowing from head to toe.
Oh, I look forward to it. And by the way, please keep sending me these Monday motivations. I told you I love the gifts and everything. I'll be over here laughing and scrolling like, yes, I needed to hear it. So I'm so excited to be here with you.
Yes, I love it. And Shannon, thank you so much for actually making the connection with me. We can have friends all day pushing it, but at the end of the day, making that connection and actually following through and then hitting me back up and making that connection to do the book together was amazing. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you're here. And your story, like mine too, right? How do we use our voices? What about the friendships? How does that dynamic affect things? And being intentional and holding your boundaries for that is a must. So I'm super
Christine
proud
is
of
back.
you. And congratulations on being an Amazon bestseller. Christine.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you.
Hey, I'm sorry I
You.
had to pop off. I realized Carolyn Renee, we were past Carolyn Renee's lifetime, and I promised her I would show up for it over on Instagram.
Oh, man.
How's
so-
she
I gotta
doing?
hop in.
Right? She's doing great. So I popped in.
Good.
Are we going live over at Women Connected in Wisdom, or
What say you?
I say that's what we got on the schedule. So I think I'm going to set it up and meet
Let's
you over
execute
there.
it. I'll see you in 50 seconds.
All right. See, give me a chance to set it
I'm
up.
so proud of y'all.
Love y'all.
Got
Love you
you. Love you
too.
too. Thank you so much, Co. Yeah, so you
Bye.
got this. Podcaster, author, speaker, teacher, friend, sister. I don't know if you're still a wife. You got to call Ashley. She put that D word out there. You got to call her. Make sure she's okay.
She did. She thinks you divorcing me. She gonna get. I'm gonna go ahead on and call her.
Yeah, call her. Call her. Okay. What else can I do for you before I jump?
Well, you already did it. You already told people to glow from head to toe. You already told me the
Yes.
real. I'm gonna sum it up for everybody real quick, and then hop off, and I'll come in y'all comments, say a 1, 2, and then I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going to glow from head to toe. That's what I'm waiting to do.
Got you. I hear you.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll wait for you.
Okay. All right, my good friends. So it has been amazing. I'm glad you guys came to the party, and I love the fact that my lovely authors were able to join in, my co-authors. We are now trending, friends. We are on Amazon. We are spiritual healing. We are #1 spiritual healing. Look, we got a copy right there. We are best-selling on the Kindle store for Amazon for spiritual healing. I am so excited about that. Thank you so much for all of the prayers and all of the support that you guys have given me. Without my team of people, all of my friends that came in to support, I would not be here. You are not overlooked, and you are not. I pray for you guys all the time, and I love you guys so much. And being able to write the story, which I don't want to get emotional, but being able to write the story from a space of losing people, to be able to be here talking to you guys about gaining so much of a support system, it means so much to me. So I love you guys, and I'm just really thankful. And writing has always been a dream of mine, and to be able to have a published book, I can't explain how that makes me feel inside, because writing was my outlet. It was my escape for so long, and it was only for me. It was only personal for me. And to be able to have something, talking about something so vulnerable in the world, and it be published and coming from me, I'm just so grateful and thankful. And I give all glory and praise to God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I thank my mom, for always believing that I was going to do something great. And I just thank everybody here for encouraging me to keep going and moving forward. I am super thankful. That's all I can say. I don't cry. I'm a gangster. I'm a thug first. So.
Yes. Thank you, Lord. Got to shout out just the opportunity, the ableness, everything that is put in place and falls into place through his favor and covering everything. I was talking about that earlier. We could talk about it more. I'm going to jump to this women in connected in wisdom. But yes, Co, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so
So
much.
happy
Somebody
for
else
you.
just hopped in. Somebody
Yeah,
else
they
just hopped
did.
in.
Go ahead, take
Mel,
care of
is
it.
that
I'll
is
see you
that my
soon,
girl?
okay?
Who's that? Hey, girl. Hey, girl. How you doing? That's my girl right there. Y'all got me out here getting all emotional and stuff. One, I don't like getting emotional because I got mascara on and that's burning my eyes. That's burning my little eyeballs. Melinda, Lynn, if you got something to say, you got like 3 seconds to say it, girl.
Oh, my bad. I came in on the wrong side, but Cole, I'm so proud of you. I'm happy for you. Keep God first and just, keep moving forward. That's it. Keep moving forward.
Girl, I appreciate you so much. And thank you for taking some time out to come say hey to me and support. I love that. I'm so thankful. Oh, got somebody else coming in.
Yes. All right.
All right, love. Hey, Simone, how's it going? Y'all done hopped in. Y'all hopping in a circle with your girl. Hey, hop in that circle. Hop in that circle. Let me see what you're twerking with. Hey. Y'all know I can't stay emotional for too long. I got to say my one too. Yes, I see everybody's people coming in on the video side. They didn't use the YouTube side, but that is completely fine. If you cute, come on camera. If you're cute, come on camera, sis. I'm gonna give everybody like 5 more minutes since people are coming in later, because people usually know that I usually look at her talking about in a circle. People usually, I usually have my shows at 7:30. I had it at 6 because I was trying to give everybody some time, you know, some authors time to come in, because I knew that they have their lives and stuff going on too. So the first little shabang bang, shaboing boing was going on. You know, we were all just talking about our chapters and what made us write it, and the advice that we were giving to you guys about, you know, doing something with such a large group of women. It's 18 of us, and, you know, keeping the peace and the balance. But now I'm all talking about hopping in a circle and throwing it back, because at the end of the day, you know, I done already did my praise and worship, and the Lord knows my heart, and a twerk session is in the making. Twerk session, because I just saw a video yesterday, Lynn. I saw a video yesterday about swinging your keys. Now, you know, we ain't swung our keys in years. It's time to swing them keys. Now, all my people that's not from NOLA or that's not from Louisiana, that don't know the whole backstory of swinging your keys is when you push your little lanyard. I don't have my lanyard with me, but when you push your little lanyard on, that girl just hype. I am hype. So you put your little lanyard, you know, you tie it around your little belt loops, and then you go wobble, wobble, wobble in a circle, and that's what teaches you how to twerk. That's how you do that. I done hit myself in the head with keys several times. But at the end of the day, now I am strong enough to twerk. I understand the assignment. Okay? Yep. Ladies, what's up? Anybody got something to say before I hop out and go be social with other people before I goes to bed? Because it's been that type of day, y'all. I've been super excited. The whole extroversion and everything is like a big deal and stuff. But sis starting to feel a little overstimulated, because I got to drink in the moment of being a best-selling author. I got to drink it in and really, you know, process that this is what happened. I think that moment I just got emotional here was the first time I actually just sat down and processed that it's real. I've been saying that it's real, but I keep going. I got to post on social media. I have to say something. I have to do something. I have to text you guys. Got to send a link. Got to make sure that all of everything is going on while still teaching these kids. And then I finally just sat down and said, it really happened. This is really what's going on. This is true and real. And like Jessica said, it really is only the beginning, because I want to do more. Now that I done got a little taste of what it's like, I want to do more. I got a lot to say. As you can see, I'm still on here an hour and 7 minutes later. So, in conclusion, thank you guys for coming party with me, hanging out with me, and having fun with me. Thank you for all of those that bought the book, and all of those that's waiting to buy it off of my website, lifecoachco.com. Thank you so much for all of it. I love you guys so much, and I'll be back, because guess what? We got a women's conference coming after this, a virtual women's conference or women's conference. It's a women's conference. So I'm going to be sending you information about that soon. So we out. Take care. Amazon bestseller. Woo woo.